Hey there, comic fans. This is Comicfan with another fine edition of the Humble Hall. This time around, I've got a very short stack, as you can tell by the description of this episode. I just figured, I've got a short stack. Doesn't really matter to make an episode if you've got a big stack or a small stack, as long as you've got some books, right? I always figure if you can make a YouTube video with any kind of comic books, whether it be an unboxing of one book or a gigantic haul, it still makes for a haul, correct? So, with that being said, I'll show you what I got in the last couple of weeks since the last episode. I've got the only new book I've been reading lately. It's one that I really appreciate. It wish I could go and look up more newer books, but you guys know that vintage stuff, Bronze Age, Silver Age, etc. It's more my thing. However, this is one thing that's really captivated my attention. It's Hillbilly number 3. Hillbilly number 3. It's a very short story. The flesh-eating witch, child of Hoodoo Ridge. Whew, wow, finally got it out. It's a very short story. Very not a whole lot of dialogue in it, but the good thing about this is Eric Powell has managed to tell most of the story through his artwork. And when an artist can do that, tell a story with his pictures and his drawings and his talents, I find it as equally entertaining as a writer fulfilling the story through the words. Very good read, very highly recommended. Okay, so I went to a show a couple weeks ago. Found a couple of dollar books. Let you know what I find here. I got another upgrade copy of Avengers number 200. You guys saw it in the video a couple episodes ago. I just figured since I found one in a higher grade, might as well keep this one. Here's another one I just got through reading, Incredible Hulk number 250. Although I also have a copy of this, I couldn't resist buying it for $1. This is a great story. It's not their first meeting, though. Their first meeting is actually, I believe, Tales to Astonish number 93. So people are looking for their first encounter, would find it there. However, this is still a pretty good story. It involves that, of course, Silver Surfer has been imprisoned by Galactus to remain here on Earth. So he's trying to seek the help of a Hulk to blast him full of radiation or gamma rays, to blast through the barrier that Galactus has put over the Earth. He's not able to fly through the barrier, so he needs a little extra power. He goes and seeks their help, and it's not so much a battle, actually, as the cover suggests. It's still a great story. Check it out. Next in the dollar bins, I found a Silver Surfer number 45. Of course, 44 is the first appearance of the Infinity Gauntlet. What I wanted to know is what happens after all of this. That still ties in with the whole Infinity Gauntlet story. It's a really great read. I just read it last week. Really great stuff. I would suggest that you guys check this out and read it for yourself. I wouldn't want to give away any of the details. All right, in the dollar bins once again, still digging through the dollar bins, I found this. Strangers in Paradise number 1 by Antarctic Press. This is not a first printing, this is a third printing. That is probably why it was in the dollar bin. But let me tell you, this story, it's really like no other I've read. It's a really simple story from just reading the first issue. This is actually written and drawn by Terry Moore, who is more recently known from his contributions on Rachel Rising. This is not Rachel Rising by any means. It's completely different. But I thoroughly enjoyed this book. It's just, so far, it's a story between two friends and their relationships and how they handle them, yet still maintaining a friendship between the two of them. It's a fantastic read. I was compelled to, after reading it, I was compelled to read further on. I can't wait to continue this storyline. It's really great. All right, one more in the dollar bin. I found this. Absolute Vertigo. of winter of '95. This, as far as I know, is the first appearance of Preacher. Pretty great for $1. I haven't opened it, haven't read it, but to get this for $1, I thought they'd all been snatched up by now. Apparently, I went through some boxes that haven't seen the light of day in quite some time, and I was able to find these fine gems for $1. Okay, let's see. Only one eBay find this time around in this episode. It is Chili Number One. Chili Number One, being known as Millie the Model's redhead rival in her own series. This is something that was, I would assume, was Marvel's answer to Archie, seeing the similarities in the drawings in the format of the stories. That's just a couple of short stories involving Chili, and she's pretty self-absorbed in herself. So it was a good read. A couple short stories, very lighthearted fun. And at the end of that all, those are all the purchases I made through there at the show. Although I did encounter one book I needed. I saw Weapon X's recent video. He said that he had another copy of an issue I needed, and as you guys know, I'm trying to complete my Uncanny X-Men run. So I went and put a word out to Weapon X, and he met me up at this show and was more than happy to oblige to sell me this. X-Men number 126. It's a great cover. I really needed this for my run. Thank you so much, Weapon X. This is the first appearance of Proteus, which is I believe it's the son of Moira McTaggart, and this guy Proteus can warp reality and make people see illusions and whatnot. So with that being said, great stack of books. Whether it's short or a large haul, I thoroughly enjoy these small hauls. It allows me to concentrate on the books, lets me read through them quicker, that's for sure. And I really like them. So they might be short in time and short on width as far as the stack is concerned, but I really like them. So that being said, until we meet again, I've got a couple of books coming in the mail, and I'll save that for the next episode. What do you say? Sounds good to me. So until we meet again, you guys have a good one. Happy hunting. This is Comic Fan.